There's nothing you can't have, ladies and gentlemen. As long as you work for it, there's nothing you can't have. And that's all the areas, all the areas. Yes, in your finances. Yes, in your relationships. Yes, in your health. Yes, in your faith life. Whatever it is that you are after, whatever it is that you are striving to get to, you can have it. You can have it. First, you have to believe that you can have it. You have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to know what it is you're going after. And then we got to get to work. That's it. You got to see it, and then we got to get to work. And it all takes work, all of it. Becoming wealthy takes work. Building a business takes work. Working hard at your job, right? Getting promoted, climbing the corporate ladder takes work. Building a healthy marriage takes work. Raising children takes work. Building your health takes work. Like all of it takes work. And we go through seasons where sometimes we don't want to work anymore. We get lazy in all the areas. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you get lazy at your job because you just kind of skate by, probably get a little lazy in your health. Probably get a little lazy in your relationship. Probably get a little lazy with your time. It's how we do one thing is how we do everything. And it all takes work. But that is the key. You got to remember, right? That whatever pain you've gone through, whatever stuff that you have to work to get out of that. I said this to somebody on a call earlier that when you're in a valley, right? When you hit that low period of your life, you're in a low season, you have to pedal harder to get out of that valley, right? Think you're riding a bike, you're riding on straight terrain, it's fine, right? You can pedal normally, that's cool. But once you actually hit a valley and it's, you're heading down, to get out of that valley, you got to pedal harder. You have to work harder to get out of that. And that's for a lot of us. Sometimes we're sitting in a spot where we're not pedaling harder. We're not working harder towards the thing that we want. We're not working harder. We're not putting all of the sweat equity, like ET said, into something. Again, keep this broad because it is every area. You maybe haven't put all the sweat equity into your relationship or into your business or into your health, right? Maybe you haven't put it all in. But to get there, it takes work. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets says champions have a world-class work ethic. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to develop a world-class work ethic in all areas, not just in your business, job life. That's one part of work, but in the other stuff too. Like I started this call off with the stuff that is that you want to improve on. The stuff that you might lack a little self-control or discipline, or you want to see those areas change. That's where the work comes in. Work is not just showing up to a thing every day. That's not work. Work is diving and getting your hands dirty, getting in the dirt, doing the hard things, peeling back the layers, having the uncomfortable conversation, right? Doing the things that push you out of your comfort zone. That's the work. And champions have to have world-class work ethic. Here's what it says. It says amateurs work just hard enough to escape being fired. Their belief system demands they be compensated for every action they take on the job. If they can be overcompensated, that's even better. The pros have the exact opposite belief. The only way you'll ever outwork one of the great ones is to become one. They know there's no such thing as overcompensation, at least not in the long term. The pros know that a free economy marketplace will always correct itself. They also know the marketplace will richly reward a world-class work ethic with an endless stream of opportunities. This work ethic is the reason so many immigrants come to the free world and become millionaires. They remember where they came from and what it took them to get to the land of the free. They're so grateful for the opportunity to work hard that no one can convince them to slow down. Nido Qubein, a Lebanese immigrant, came to America with only a dream and a world-class work ethic and built an empire. Immigrants are 4 times as likely to become millionaires as American-born citizens. The startling statistic boils down to one thing: a world-class work ethic. When you go through really hard things and all it takes is a little work, you can't shy away from the work. When you go through rough seasons in your life, when you go through rough seasons in your finances, you just got to know it just takes some work. Just takes some work to get out of it. That's all. But you got to develop this work ethic. We live in a society right now where, in all honesty, right, people are losing their work ethic. I talk to a lot of business owners. I talk to a lot of people that run businesses, need employees, those types of things. And it's kind of the same across the board. It's really hard to find someone that has work ethic, that has integrity, that shows up on time, that does their work, that actually wants to continue improve. It's really actually hard to find it these days. We've gotten a little lazy as a society. We've gotten a little lazy, right? Being on top, being Americans, right? Being this global superpower. We've gotten a little lazy. Not us though. Not us. We got to go off and still design the life that we deserve. Design a life we don't need a break from. So we don't have the luxury of slowing down, of kind of, pulling back a little bit on the work ethic. We got to dive in. We have to build more of work ethic. We have to work harder at things. We have to actually be intentional about the work that we are doing in all the areas of our life. This specifically talks about what you choose to do for work. Again, your job life, your career, absolutely. You got to work at that. And especially if you want to be an entrepreneur, especially if you say, I don't want to have a 9 to 5, right? Like the guy ET was talking about. I don't want to have a 9 to 5. Well, then you better put in the work, because the only other option is to go be an entrepreneur, to go own something, to go pave your own path, right? It's the only way to do it if you don't want to have the job. And there's a common misconception that, working at the job is, or working as an entrepreneur and not having a boss, right? It becomes a little bit easier, right? Because you don't have to report to somebody, or you don't have limits on your time and those things. Absolutely not. It's harder. It's where the real work ethic comes in. It's where you really start to learn what you're about, what your grit level is, what your work ethic really is, what you're willing to sacrifice. That's where you start to learn it. It's because you're owning now all the parts of your life. And then you can start to develop a work ethic. The reason why I jumped into entrepreneurship is because I was already a hardworking employee. I was already a hardworking employee. I was already, my last job as a restaurant manager, I already worked 70 hours a week. I already put in extra hours. I already showed up early and stayed late. I already had that. Then it just dawned on me that, if I do this same thing for myself, I would reap more benefits. But I never had to question my work ethic. I knew I was going to work. Some people think of it the other way. They already don't work hard at their job. They already don't put in the extra time and extra hours, and then they think they can transition and do the same. No, now you got to develop a work ethic. Now you got to learn how to put in 10, 12-hour days, 14-hour days. You got to learn how to put that in. If you've never experienced that before, it's really hard on this side if you're going to now go off and try to build a life as an entrepreneur. But the key is you can develop that work ethic, but you got to be intentional about it. Got to be intentional about it. This quote says, amateurs hope, professionals work. Always remember that. Amateurs hope. Don't cross your fingers. Hope is not a strategy. I hope I get it. I hope the relationship gets better. I hope my business gets better. I hope my finances improve. I hope I get that promotion. I hope. Hope is for amateurs. Hope's not a strategy. Professionals work. I'm going to work at that relationship. I'm going to work at that business. I'm going to work on my job. I'm going to work on my finances. I'm going to work on my mindset. It's work. All of it takes work, ladies and gentlemen. Action step for today says rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 7, 7 being the highest. Rate your work ethic. If you score 5 or less, upgrade your commitment to the work, just to doing the work. That's the key. And that's what we got to focus on this Wednesday. Remember, there's no such thing as hump day. Hump day was created by people that don't like to work, right? Hump day was created by people that only wait for the weekend. They just can't wait to get over the hump, right? It's not us. That's why every day you get a chance to get one step closer to your goals and one step closer to your dreams, one step closer to the man or woman God called you to be. And it's your responsibility, it's your duty to go out there and work at it. work on the things that you know you need to improve on. Don't shy away from them. Don't do the easy things because that keeps you in the same spot. We have to go out there and we have to push against our nature and do all the hard stuff and watch how your life changes, ladies and gentlemen. I love you guys. I want y'all to win. You deserve to win. Your families deserve to win, and they're counting on you to win. You might not know that right now, but I promise you, they're counting on you to win. They're counting on you to take this information in and actually go apply it in your life so that you can support them when they need it the most. That could be your children. That could be another family member. That could just be somebody, right, that counts on you and depends on you. But you got to go take this stuff and you got to put the work in to change your life. Let's jump back in on Friday. I love you guys. Have a great Wednesday. Take care.